Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Last night it was brought to my attention that truckers across the country have been getting shot at, and nobody's really talking about it. RD Trucking's YouTube channel last night mentioned that there was one company that supposedly had 5 drivers shot at throughout the country within the past few months. So I did a Google search, and amazingly, there's a lot of truckers getting shot at, and it's not being discussed. They're getting shot at while they're driving. Yes, while they're driving. So this episode, we're going to talk about always being alert. The last couple of videos, I've really talked about being aware of your surroundings as far as, you know, observing everything while you're driving and looking in your mirrors and looking far ahead of you and that sort of thing. But you also have to be aware of people around you, how they're responding to you. And it goes back to the whole self-defense thing. Some of these instances were actually road rage, where another driver just came up alongside and shot. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. I remember like a few years ago down in, I think it was Dallas or Houston, there was a shooter, and he shot like at 5 different trucks, something like that. And I was coming on I-70. I was in Ohio, and a man walked out from behind a billboard, got down on his knee and put his gun up like this, and I didn't realize it was an officer because he had his car behind the billboard. And me being me and realizing, hey, there's a guy with a gun, I'm like ducking like this trying to avoid it, and I was able to safely get over a few lanes to try to get away, because I was really thinking, wow, this is like that shooting down in Texas. And I wound up getting pulled over further down in that, it was a speed trap they had set up where there was a group of cops sitting, you know, a mile away or so. And he wound up asking me why I changed lanes. And I told him some guy just popped out from behind a billboard, got on his knee with a gun. I didn't realize it, didn't notice his hat or his uniform. I noticed there's something being pointed at me. And I already knew that there was shootings down in Texas. So that was my reaction. In May, the Detroit local news, click on Detroit.com, reported it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and a semi driver was trying to move over to let cars in from the on-ramp and to merge into traffic. And when he couldn't get over fast enough, a car pulled up on the passenger side and shot a few shots out at him. CDL Life had a report at the end of June that on I-40 in Memphis, an SUV came up alongside of a truck driver and fired upon his truck, but no one was hurt. Another woman in Memphis around the same time, like within the same 24-hour period, posted on her social media that her husband was shot at and he was not injured. But she posted on her social media, there are pictures on CDL Life, I'll put the pictures up. A gasoline tanker driver in Georgia reported that he was fired upon, but he escaped. And the problem is that it's a tanker. You shoot it in the wrong place, you know, if he loses control, it's going to explode. If you shoot the tanker in the wrong place, you know, flammable, we have hazmat placards on our trucks for a reason for the hazmat. And this just happened yesterday. They arrested 3 people in the murder of an off-duty officer who also was moonlighting as a postal truck driver for the United States Postal Service. 58-year-old man, he's working his second job, driving a postal truck early Friday morning. The Chicago Tribune, July 14th, the Chicago Tribune reported that a 58-year-old semi-tractor trailer driver was found dead, shot to death inside of his truck. It was parked on the shoulder of the road on I-57. Police officer then approached the vehicle and found the dead truck driver inside. They have no idea why this happened. What's interesting enough, though, is that back in January, down in Tennessee, there was a truck driver who was found dead on the shoulder of the road inside his truck. And they found images on the dash cam of who it was that did it, and I believe his father called in and reported him. Now, I think it's strange that a trucker would pull on the side of the road and then gets shot. So that to me would mean that somebody either was hitchhiking and a driver decided to pull over and pick them up, which most of the major companies, mega carriers, Prime, Swift, Snyder, all them, they're gonna have policies against picking up hitchhikers. This is one of those reasons. And when you drive through certain areas where there are prisons, you'll also see that they have signs that say, do not pick up hitchhikers, could be prisoners, escaped prisoners in the area, that type of thing. So I could also see a trucker who finds a woman on the side of the road, broken down, or an old couple or something, especially in the heat. So I could see people doing that because there are good-hearted people out in this world. Say I laid down on the ground in front of the car in the shoulder lane or something, and if a man came by, a trucker drove by and saw somebody laying on the ground, I really think that somebody would pull over. So you have to be aware. Now, on a couple of these, one of them in Georgia, somebody was up above on the overpass shooting down. There was also one in Connecticut at the end of June. FreightBrokerLive.com reported that on Interstate 95 in Connecticut, a driver with a concealed carry permit shot and killed a subject who was shooting at vehicles while walking down the interstate. So somebody's on the interstate just going poo, 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 shooting at random vehicles. And it says a driver, so it doesn't actually say a truck driver. It could be somebody in a car, had a concealed carry permit, and went and shot and killed this person that's shooting at vehicles. This video is going to start a lot of debates, and people are going to be for carrying guns, against carrying guns. Part of my problem with all of us having guns out on the road is, number one, it's not going to help me while I'm driving. If somebody shoots from an overpass and I have the gun where it's supposed to be, in a case with the ammo separated, you know, back someplace else where I can't reach it, that's not going to help. It wouldn't have mattered if I had it in my pocket. By the time somebody's shooting and I'm going 65 miles per hour, you know, you go to shoot back, what does it do? It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help. So the only thing you can really do is be vigilant. You know, another issue with that is there are stupid people out here. Stupid, stupid people in the world. I mean, it scares me to think of the idiots that are on the road today, and it terrifies me to think that some of those idiots would have weapons. So there's the possibility of more road rage. And again, I don't know if it's because of, you know, the whole outbreak that's going on right now, or people just bored, or are they taking advantage of all the protests and the riots and thinking, okay, well, I can get away with this because nobody cares, nobody's watching. Law and order went to hell, and we can get away with anything we want to do. And we can't, you know, the cops can't do anything to us because we're all against the cops and we're going to have them defund it and we can do anything we want. I really, really wanted to bring this to the attention of other truckers, and hopefully other YouTubers will make videos about this. In addition to the companies, the trucking companies not allowing you to carry, you also have to realize that going from state to state, every state doesn't reciprocate. If you take your gun that's legal in Pennsylvania even, and take it into New Jersey, even though you're transporting it, you think legally, in a legal manner, and you think that your permit is good, in New Jersey, it's not valid. You will get arrested for having a legal weapon. And the customers, I've never been to a customer that doesn't have a sign that says no weapons allowed on our property, and we have the right to search your truck. By us driving in there and making those deliveries, we give them the right to search, and we also give them the right to eject us from their property. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, you know, I'd rather, you know, be facing prison than facing the grave. I'd rather face losing a load or a job than losing my life. But the truth of the matter is, in these situations that I've just pointed out, where people are driving down the highway shooting at vehicles, or from the top of the overpass, that's not going to help. The only thing that's going to help is you being vigilant and observant and making sure that you are aware of your surroundings at all times. It's the only thing that's going to help. So I beg you, please be safe. You know, avoid aggression when you are driving. You know, there's one instance where a trucker pulled a gun on somebody. This car zipped past him and then brake checked him and then, you know, cut across him again. And the trucker did. He pulled out his gun and went like this, and it's all on video, and he got charged with aggravated assault. You know, so even if you have a weapon and you feel safe, if you're going to use it in a road rage type of situation, you're adding to the problems. You're adding to the issues. You know, if you are going to carry, you have your own authority, and, you know, that's on you, whatever, but do it in a safe manner. You know, don't be climbing in and out of the truck and accidentally drop a gun, a loaded gun, because that's something that scares me. One of these idiots getting in their truck and it's not in a holster or anything, just falls on the ground and shoots me dead in the sleeper. But, you know, if I'm going to die, I'd rather die getting shot in the sleeper while I don't even know it than driving down the highway and having somebody shoot me from above the overpass and me losing control. These are things that you have to think about. And it's not to scare anybody who's new, who's looking to get into trucking. It's just to bring attention to a situation that it doesn't seem like enough people are talking about. So I thank you as always for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the little notification bell. Do me a favor and share. And write down below how you feel about truckers carrying weapons. Do you think that we should be able to carry? Because when all the riots and stuff broke out, that was something that my brother was concerned about. He said to me, how are you able to protect yourself online, you know, on the road? So think about it, guys. And I hope to see you out here. Chuck it along. Bye.